Basement. This is episode number 53. I'm JD. To my left, we have Joel.
Hi, guys.
Across the table from me, we have Dan. Audio asshole.
Hi.
Okay. And to my right, Carl.
Buongiorno.
This week we're going to do something a little bit differently.
That sounded like French and Italian.
Buongiorno.
So my phone on
I
its
heard
own...
bonjour. That sounded
said
French.
buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
That's Italian.
Yeah, it sounded weird.
So, my phone just randomly sent a text to Haley saying good morning.
Your phone is still confused.
It's 9 o'clock at night. Well, I stabbed it to life.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock at night, so... This week, we're going to...
Get
Talk-
naked! Oh,
We do it
sorry.
every week.
That's true.
No. Just no.
I was waiting for it.
This week, we're going to talk about our top 5 favorite Magic cards. So, if you're not...
Shit just
The
got
one that
weird.
said no is the first one to take something off.
That's true.
And doesn't put it back.
Like I said,
Technically, I'm still wearing a shirt.
But you're wearing one less. So therefore, you are the first to shed
Anyway.
clothing.
we're doing our top 5 favorite Magic cards. So if you're not a Magic fan,
Tough shit.
You probably shouldn't be listening to this podcast.
We have
you can
fans.
stop listening now.
Or you can keep listening because you know it's not going to be all magic.
We're going to try.
No, we're not.
I'm going to try and keep everybody on. But anyway,
Josh, you always try to keep us on track.
I do. I
How does
think-
that work?
Not at all. Nobody listens to the asshole.
That's because you're an asshole. Everyone listens. Oh, I have to pee. And then somebody's like, I have to shit. Nah, I can wait. No one listens to the asshole.
But anyways,
Who's going to start this week?
Flip a coin.
the new guy.
Oh,
The new
wow.
guy.
He's new to magic.
No.
Well, technically.
He joined
In
at the same time we
comparison-
did.
In
Magic?
Yeah.
In
No.
comparison, all three of you guys are new.
It was about a week later that I had him use one of my
No,
decks.
he's newer. I played like every day at work.
Yeah, but when he got us into playing Magic, he wasn't
bought it
there. It
first.
was a week afterwards that I got him playing.
Gene got me playing, and then he found out we were playing, and then yeah.
So it's a toss-up between the two of us.
But anyway, Carl's going to go first with his number 5.
Yeah, because this thing's about to die. Alright, I want to
Write them down. Give him a piece of paper. Have
Hold
him
on.
copy them.
Here's a shout out right to Dusty on my number 1. The Falconwrath Marauders. Converted mana cost of 5. Creature type is Vampire Warrior. It has
What color is it?
Red. Flying and haste, and whenever Falconwrath Marauders deals combat damage to a player, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. The flavor is no slinking in the dark for them, no luring whispers. They claim their prey in the speed and glory of the hunt.
Do we want to bring up a specific moment when we used the cards?
Yeah, sure.
If
Carl.
there is one.
I know there is for that one.
Yeah, I know. That's why I always said it.
Oh, good. Oh, it's Griffin, that's why.
Why, does your iPod not like Griffin products?
The 4th gen ones in general.
Really?
Because my friends won't work with Griffin either.
That's fucking weird.
I'm having too much fun.
My god. This tries to sync. Anyway.
Just tell them not to. It's that simple.
It's labeled as rare. It's from the Innistrad expansion pack.
That's fucking sharp.
I bet it is. It's a knife, Dan.
Alright.
Brand new. Good quality knife.
You don't want to share a story, Carl?
What's the biggest story I have? Completely tooling on Dusty?
That's the one I was thinking of. I don't know about the other
He
two.
only survived
You need to have at least 200.
because Dan put an arrest card on it right before I was about to kill him off.
You got so pissed.
Okay, I'm
You
going to start counting how many times I've used arrest. Or Fiend Hunter.
Alright. I'll go next. And I want to
Now
see
I
this.
have 6 favorite cards.
I want to see Dan's reaction to this one. Stench of Evil. It's a black sorcery. It's a black sorcery card out of the Ice Age set. Plays for 2 and 2 black. It destroys all planes, and it deals 1 damage to each player for each planes he or she controls that is destroyed this way.
That one doesn't bother me.
Each player may pay 2 for each 1 damage he or she wishes to prevent. But if you're playing a straight white deck, you're kind of fucked. What?
Is that a sorcery or an instant?
sorcery?
So if it's saying I may pay to prevent... Yeah, okay. No.
Yeah, but you play straight white. I'm destroying your planes.
It doesn't bother me more than that card that makes everything cost 3 more.
White spells cost 3 more to play, and white abilities with activation cost 3 more to activate.
Yep. That one made me sadder than Stench of Evil. Because even if I had more mana, I can recover from Stench of Evil. But with that card still in play, I can't do fucking anything until I hit 5 again.
It shouldn't be so good.
At least. If I drew a Disenchant. Or Demystify or something.
Is that it?
Well, Dan kind of described my favorite time with it when I already had Gloom out, which we just described what it does. So Dan was a little pissed off at me for that.
I had given up.
And I'd already put Psychic Transizzle, whatever it was, which whenever he taps his land, it does 2 damage to him. Which Carl hates that card. So he was taking 1 damage for each, 2 damage for each time he tapped it. And I was forcing him into using it. Then I did Stench of Evil and got rid of all of them. And did even more damage to him. While Gloom was still in play.
Oh my god, I think this is the first legal knife I've owned.
Go to, Joel. God, horrible names tonight.
My 5th favorite card is called Baleful Dragon. As you can imagine, it's a dragon.
No.
It costs 5 colorless and 2 red mana. It's a 6/6 dragon. It's an epic rare from Innistrad, I think it is. It has flying, and whenever Baleful Dragon deals combat damage to a player, it deals that much damage to each creature that player controls.
That kind of ruined me the other day.
Yeah, he was. Dan was playing me, and he had an elf deck, and he didn't notice that I attacked him with one of my other dragons and killed his only one with reach. And then my next turn, I attacked him with that one.
And I didn't use my fog.
And he didn't use his fog, so I dealt, I think it was like 6 damage to him, and then 6 to every other creature out on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Which killed all of his elves. Which made me very happy, because I hate elves.
I think I gave my number 1 when
Oh,
everybody else
except
was doing
one.
their 5.
Also, its flavor is... Hold on. If it comes for you, die boldly or die swiftly. For die you will. Yep. Plus the artwork is pretty bam.
Yeah.
Alright. That's it. Dan, what's your 5th favorite?
Lightning Greaves.
I almost
Of course
put that
it's
on there.
Lightning Greaves.
I love Lightning Greaves.
2 mana cost. Colorless. 0 to equip. Gives it haste and shroud.
And Hexproof, right?
No,
Shroud.
Shroud.
Haste and shroud.
It costs 0 to equip, right?
0 to
Is that what
equip, 2 to play. 2 colorless.
It's a good one.
you said? It is a good one.
But the only thing is that shroud means that it can't be the target of any spells or abilities, where hexproof is target of spells or abilities your opponents control. So you can't do anything when that creature is equipped with Lightning Greaves anymore.
Yeah,
It can
we
be effective-
unequip it and re-equip it like
Yeah.
that.
That's how I use it, but it can be targeted by its own abilities because it's known.
Yes.
But anything else, no. But a global spell can still kill it.
Yep.
Or target it. Because it's not the sole target. Everything
like all
else
white
is.
creatures get -1, -0. That still count.
Or Wrath of God. Isn't that like destroy all creatures?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that would still get
Destroy all
destroyed.
tapped. I believe it is.
All tapped, whatever. Either way, it can still be effective.
Like, my dragon would still kill it, for instance.
Yes.
The one I just named off.
Because it deals damage to all creatures that player controls. It just can't be targeted.
singularly, like one of my other dragons.
But that's my number 5.
Alright, Dan, Josh, Carl. I got there eventually.
Just 1 second.
1,000.
There
Douchebag!
it is. Alright. My number 2 is artifact, Gorgon.
Wait. You're working in the wrong order.
Yeah, I know. I meant to say number 4.
I was gonna say, you just told me that you think you did your number 1, now you did number 2. I'm so fucking confused.
Just keep going.
You're supposed to start from
Whatever.
the bottom and work your way to your favorite.
Okay, then soundbite mine.
I bet you
backwards.
didn't finish those fries.
Yeah.
You didn't finish them.
Alright, Carl, what's your number 4?
My fat kid sense was tingling.
Gorgon flail. Artifact equipment. Plays for 2.
For 4?
Equip for 2.
Oh, I thought it was equipped for 4.
Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has death touch. That's pretty
That'd be okay in
self-explanatory.
an equipment deck. Like with cores.
I use a lot of death touch on the vampires.
Cats are more for
Death touch and lifelink.
equipment.
Yeah. All I could think, the reason why I laughed is remember Dan's Super Kitty?
Yeah.
But that wasn't that kind of cat.
No, this one's actual, like, Leon and Cat.
Yep.
Have a lot of equipment.
The elephants are also good for equipment. The
They have
Lexodon-
Metalcraft, but they don't really have that many great abilities.
The
to benefit.
Lexodon, there's 2 of them that have really badass equipment, but there's only 2.
What do they do?
I don't remember right now.
Is that it, Carl?
Hmm?
Is that it?
Yeah. Like I said, that one's pretty much self-explanatory.
My number 4. Titties! Badass.
Oh, you're
Unglued.
Unhinged.
Unhinged.
From the Unhinged series. It's a donkey zombie. It's a 3.5/1, which is the reason I like it, because it's a 3.5 for power. For 1, it plays for 2 colorless and 2 black. But for 1 colorless and 1 black, and then you growl, you can regenerate them.
That's an expensive card overall for everything it does.
It's also unhinged.
That's why I only play my unhinged cards very, very rarely.
Yep, that's an ant.
Like I've also got
Bet I can hit it from here.
Kill Destroy and the Spawn of Internal Evil.
I hit myself.
Have you used Do or Die yet?
I hate that
I'm not.
card.
That is an awesome freaking card.
So that's pretty much. I don't have a special story about that one.
Well, you have, to me, my red-green deck, which is stupid. Use it once on me.
Yeah, there's nothing really special out of there. It's about to keep hitting you for 3.5 every other turn, then hitting you for 5 collectively every 2.
No, but the Do or Die.
Oh, the
That's the 2 piles.
I was talking about badass.
That card has screwed me so many times when I played Gene. Because I'd have... a lot of the decks...
We just changed it to that card, apparently.
I didn't change it to that card.
I did. My bad. I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
I'll talk about that card after.
Well,
we're
no,
done
I
with
have
the
no,
list.
I have no story that goes along with badass, so it's fine.
No, but I all my decks really rely on like combinations of cards, or
Yeah.
like soul creatures, or something like that, and then he'd split those creatures apart so that the combinations are no longer there, and I'd be completely screwed without either pile. Or he'd leave me with nothing in the other pile to do anything with. And it ruined so many games.
I've done that to Joel.
Yep.
A couple times.
But that's okay, because that was a stupid deck.
Okay, anyways.
Alright. My number 4, is called the Shivian Dragon. And this was my first dragon. That's why it's special to me. It costs 4 colorless and then 2 red mana. So 5/5 flying. And for 1 red mana, Shivian Dragon gets +1/+0 to end the turn. I've done that like 7 times to this one creature. 7 mana, so I had +7/+0, so it ended up being at 12/5, flying brutal.
Fuck your life.
And its flavor is the Undisputed Master of the Mountains of Shiv. That's pretty badass. It's from Magic 10. It's a rare.
I rewent through my list. That was my number 5 that I did first.
Hero Bladehold.
Fuck that.
4 mana cost. It's 2 colorless and 2 white. It's a 3/4. And its ability is when it comes into play, put in... Or, no, hold on. Whenever Hero of Bladehold attacks, you can put 2 1/1 white soldier tokens onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. But it also has Battle Cry. So when those 2/1s come... When those 2 1/1 creatures come into play, they are 2 1s that are tapped and attacking. And if you have that in Lightning Greaves, it's a good day for you. I forget what the... I don't think it has a flavor. But that card has worked out very well in many games.
Yes.
Wow.
And because of the other... I built that combination with Preeminent Captain, Hero Bladehold, and Lightning Greaves. Actually, that's what I had originally thought, but Preeminent Captain wouldn't work with Hero Bladehold because it's a knight, not a soldier.
Knights and soldiers can work together, though.
No, Preeminent Captain is whenever it attacks, you can put a soldier into play, tapped and attacking.
I still feel like if you build it properly, knights and soldiers will work.
They will. They'll work very well. But with that specific card, you cannot put a knight into play, tapped and attacking. Because it has to be a soldier.
Carl,
Alright.
you're number 3.
My number 3 is Chancellor of the Dross. Converted mana cost is 7. It's a black creature. Alright, 6/6. You may reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do at the beginning of the first upkeep, each opponent loses 3 life. You then gain life equal to the life lost this way. Flying lifelink.
What is it, 6/6?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good card.
That is a good card.
It's a vampire. Of course it's a good card.
Dragons
Vampires are overpowered.
I love my vampires.
I feel like dragons should cost more and be more powerful.
A lot of the good vampires are expensive.
Because it's a dragon.
Yeah.
Dragons?
Just like green beasts. They're expensive, but some of them should be more expensive, and you have a lot of ways to make them cheaper. It's like every Titan of every color.
Yeah, but I feel like
Except for
dragons...
black.
I have all
Black
these
is so
cards.
expensive.
Well, I feel like dragons are cost effect equal to their tough power and toughness, but I feel like
Not
their power and
Balefire Dragon.
toughness costs 8 for
You
6/6.
still hear me?
But for what it does, it is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
They're ridiculous.
Alright.
Every creature.
Yes.
And it's flying
when we're a
first
little
off,
closer.
and then as soon as you hit it, like my elves, I don't really have anything to deal with flying, except for that one reach
I can
creature.
hear you, but yeah.
Really?
Faint.
And then you just swat everything.
There's a card in Magic 14 that I want that would definitely be on
But
my
that's
list.
just because I don't like it.
What is it? Are you putting it on your list?
I might save it and I'll throw it in on number 2 actually.
Wow.
I've never played with this card, but it is fucking badass. Expensive. Badass. I'll save it for number 2. But my number 3. Rooftop Storm.
Yep.
Plays for 5 and 1 blue mana. You may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for zombie creature spells you cast. And for somebody that plays a zombie deck, that is awesome. I fucking love that card.
Green.
Yellow.
Yeah.
You lost. You already lost. You said the same color as me. He doesn't even have to say color.
But it's out of the Innistrad.
That's not going to cut it anymore, Carl.
Are you a woman?
It's out of the Innistrad set. It's an enchantment. And
Enchantment!
the
Sorry.
flavor.
Dragon Age reference.
Let those idiot priests tremble. A new era is about to begin here and now. And the art on it is pretty cool.
I love how they incorporated blue into the zombies. That just makes sense. No other color other than black could ever pull off zombies. Green has tried and it's
White
just
has a cat zombie. It's a 2/1 with infect
That's stupid.
for 2 mana.
Alright, my number 3, Josh.
You're number 3.
My number 3 is Lightning Bolt. Costs 1 red mana,
Oh man.
3 damage to target creature or player. It's an instant. It is just the greatest card ever.
That's actually mine too.
Is that really? That's really your number 3?
I love Lightning Bolt.
Lightning Bolt is just
Just
such
bam, 3 damage.
Yep.
1 mana, first turn, 3 damage, or your creature's dead.
Well, I debated between that or
Lava Axe.
no, Burning Salvo. Either for 1 mana, I can either do 3 damage to target creature unless its controller has it deal 5 damage to them.
That one's kind of ridiculous too.
That is awesome. It's like, you can choose. You can let me kill that creature, or you can take 5 damage. It's a win-win. Unless it's against Josh's healing deck, then it's kind of pointless.
Magic 14 has some pretty badass black cards.
I want to search dragons in Magic 14 next. So that was your number 3?
That was my number 3.
Carl, what's your number 2?
My number 2, once again a vampire. Butcher of Malakir. Converted mana cost 7, black vampire warrior. Has flying. Whenever Butcher of Malakir or another creature you control dies, each opponent sacrifices a creature. It's 5/4. Flavor is his verdict is always guilty, his sentence is always death. Go.
My number 2 replaced one that I had on my list. This is definitely a card I want from Magic 14 for my zombie deck. It's called Rise of the Dark Realms. It plays for 7 and 2 black, and it's a sorcery, but I didn't say that already. Put all creature cards from all graveyards onto the battlefield under your control.
Wow. I know that card.
Flavor is for every living person. There are generations of dead.
That's when you build a burn counter deck.
Which realm would you rather rule?
That dragon.
And that replaced Zombie Apocalypse, which is
similar.
it returns all my creature cards to the battlefield,
And
but Zombie Apocalypse also destroys all humans in the meantime.
That was such a counter to my deck.
how much does that one cost?
Its mana cost?
Yeah.
9 collectively.
Okay, that's fair.
There could be a lot of dead creatures by then.
Yeah.
Especially with my... Well, no, not really mine, because I use a lot of tokens.
Yeah, but that can
And
still be scary.
Tokens
My
go away.
dragons die.
If your dragons die, I quit. And he pulls that card. Zombie dragons. Do they enter the battlefield as zombies in addition to their creature types, or are they just back?
They're just back. They're back under my control. Which means if you were to have something like... I'll use Carl as an example because I know he does it. Some of his cards do it. Intimidate. If you had it on one of your red creatures, I can now block you. Because I have...
Or you'll probably have all of his creatures.
I haven't had Intimidate in a while.
Yeah, but I know there's fear as extra cards. If you
I'm gonna
use
build
I
them.
also have one or two.
I'm going to build a Planeswalker deck. Plane deck. Planeswalk deck. Doesn't exist.
There are 6 cards.
But like Dan was saying, when
5 of them are white.
Zombie Apocalypse, back when you had a human deck,
You didn't have it, but...
I did have Zombie Apocalypse then when you had your human deck.
Did you?
Yep.
There was one year I devastated you.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because you had...
Because I built an awesome human deck.
You had a ton of them out in
done?
front of you. And I pulled that, brought my zombies back, and just, you had nothing in front of you now. That was back when Joe bet you couldn't make a successful human deck.
I challenged them. But there was no bet. There's no money involved.
Yeah, he said humans can't be badass, and I said I beg to differ.
But Joel,
And nothing was ever like that afterwards.
My number 2. It's called Goblin Arsonist. 1 mana, 1/1. It's a Goblin Shaman. When he dies, you may have it deal 1 damage to target creature or player. I like it because he's the most adorable goblin there is.
He's got a crooked
goblin
little pyramid on him.
with a pyramid of explosives on his head. With great power comes great risk of getting yourself killed.
I love the flavor of Raging Goblin. He raged at the world. He raged at his family, his friends. But mostly he just raged.
I love goblins. I love red, if you haven't noticed this yet.
Mud Button Torch Runner's got the funniest name.
Nuh-uh.
Ragamuffin.
Never use that card for its ability, but
No, that thing is a
You
stupid
just use it
card.
because it's called
Because
Ragamuffin.
it's called Ragamuffin. Only reason why we like it.
Or Nat Ringes.
I have to tell you,
Nat Ringes, yep.
I think that may have been
I scrapped.
a scrap.
Honorable mention.
No, she wasn't.
She's a zombie cleric. 2/2 for 3 mana or 4 mana?
3 mana.
3 mana.
And then 1 and tap if you're hellbent.
Do you know where that card came from?
No.
That was originally because I bought a deck with some ogres and demons in it
Mhm.
to make my ogre demon deck, my red-black one originally. That was in it.
Really?
That's where that came from.
No, but I got a bunch that were just scrapped.
Oh
You have no
my
idea
God.
how hard it is for me
Right.
to weed out all my favorite cards.
The number one thing I wrote, the first thing I wrote down, got thrown off the list.
What was that?
Blinding Angel.
Destroy
Well-
tap creatures.
Destroy all trap creatures. No. That's Sunblast. Blinding is if it does combat damage to a player that plays skips the next combat phase. Who are we on and what number are we on?
Number
Dan.
2.
Damn.
Fiend Hunter.
Fiend Hunter is a terrible.
It's
awesome
3 mana
card.
cost card, 1 colorless, 2 white. And it has a 1/3 human cleric. And when it enters the battlefield, you may exile another target creature from the game. And when Fiend Hunter leaves the battlefield, return that creature to the battlefield under its owner's control. So you can't exile a Fiend Hunter with a Fiend Hunter, no matter who controls it. You can't exile another Fiend Hunter with a Fiend Hunter.
Faceless Butcher can exile it.
Yeah, that's not Fiend Hunter.
Yep, I'm just saying.
I pulled up one Dragon Joel from 14.
What is?
Oh, you have the super badass awesome creature you just played? Fiend Hunter.
Lightning Bolt.
Scourge of the Valarx. Scourge of the Valarx are another dragon enters the battlefield under your control. It deals X damage to target creature or player, where X is the number of dragons you control. I wish I didn't tell you this.
That is going in my dragon deck.
It's 4/4. It plays for 2
That's not
and
even
3
on-
red mana.
Is that on your list?
No, I just went
Ah!
Magic 14 and looked at the red cards.
Then why would you bring it up?
Well, Joel
Let
said-
him find that on his own.
He's finding a target.
would have
for a
found it
sacrificial
anyway.
Burning.
Well, you wait till that happens. You don't encourage it.
Carl, what is your number 1?
My number 1, another death touch equipment. Quietus Spike. Costs 3 artifact equipment. Equipped creature has death touch. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses half of his or her life rounded up.
Round it up.
Equips for
Usually
3.
that stuff's rounded down.
Yeah, that one rounds up.
That is going to be a wonderfully dangerous addition to my vampire deck for the tournament.
Disenchant.
1 mana. Crush.
What's the lowest dragon you have, Dill?
Disenchant.
What? Mana cost?
Yeah.
1.
Or shatter.
1?
Yeah, Silver Dragon.
Disenchant doesn't work on artifacts.
But-
It does.
I thought that
Oh,
was
Destroy
right.
target artifact or enchantment.
It is,
Demystify as 1
Dragon
mana for
Hatchling.
destroy
Okay.
target enchantment.
Yeah, a 0/2.
But disenchant destroys target enchantment or artifact.
Okay, is that it, Carl?
Because if it was 2
No.
to destroy just an artifact or an enchantment, that'd be
Go.
stupid.
Why do you do that? I have it right here. My number 1 is not considering the rest of my list is going to be real surprising for some people. Ovation Angel of Hope.
I knew that was coming.
Yep.
It plays for 5 and 3 white mana. The mythic rare. It's a legendary creature, angel. Flying, vigilance, and Ovation Angel of Hope and other permanents you control are indestructible. It's an 8/8.
That is the only
That's
reason why you
a
won that game.
game-ending card.
You could have won it a long time ago. You decided to play with your food,
In my opinion,
and 2 draws later was that card.
in my opinion, that card's a game ender.
It's a game changer.
Most likely a game ender, because everything you control after that is indestructible.
Yeah, but if I have enough burn damage built up.
I'm just saying, in most games it would probably be a serious game changer.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely game changer.
Golden
But it's not a game winner, 100%. It's just
No,
damn
I didn't
close.
say 100%.
That is
a Golden Helix streaked
But like I said,
skyward
from
from
Yep.
on the He-Vault. The thunderous explosion shattered the silver monolith. And Ovation emerged free from her prison at last.
I was wondering when they were going to release Ovation.
And like Joel and I just said, he decided to play with his food in the game when I had like 2 life. I was like, I'm gonna play with my food. 2 draws later, I got that and was able to just block everything and then get around them.
How'd that make you feel?
That's fine.
Now ask him how many times he's played with his food and it backfired on him.
Since then?
Well, in general. Since then, you haven't done it too much.
No. I don't play with the angels as much.
You know what will happen.
You need to add clerics. If you add Fiend Hunter.
I'm not fucking with that deck. It's at a point, it works as long as Nord's like, he's using his angels. We're gonna beat the shit out of him before anything gets out.
Well, but that's why you need to make it better, so that even if we try to beat the shit out of you, it's not going to work.
When do I play them?
When I play my dragons.
Who's got the bigger threat?
Well, if you have your elves, fuck yes you do.
No, when I play it, I'm trying not to got that deck.
Because usually it just goes, turn 3, elves!
And then dragon kill all elves.
That happened once.
And it was
'Cause I
the
didn't-
best
Because I didn't read the card.
ever.
That kind of sort of
I
makes
got
me
too
think I
cocky
like
that game.
My turn, Josh?
It is your turn.
Alright, my number 1 is Torpid Moloch.
I knew that.
It is a red creature lizard. For 1 mana, it's a 3/2
Defender.
defender. Can't attack. But if you sacrifice 3 lands, he can attack for that turn. Its flavor is market huskers sell Molochs for use as watchdogs. Of course, that's all Molochs do. Sit around and watch. And it's just this card and my Vent Sentinels are the reason why I built Red Defender deck, which is a pretty powerhouse deck.
Yeah, it can be.
It's very consistent.
You get Vent Sentinels, you deal damage.
Yep.
You don't get Vent Sentinels, you have a bunch of things that don't do anything. Unless we attack. Because you have flying walls, you have like shadow
First strike
blocking walls, first striking walls, but there are walls and defenders.
Yep.
And some burn.
Yeah.
But then when you get your Vent Sentinels, it's a problem.
Yep. You know, Vent Sentinels was never even a thought for my list.
I didn't think it was going to be.
It's too cheap of a card for me to actually respect it.
My number 1, are you done, sorry,
Yes.
is a tie between Rocks and Elite Vanguard.
Thank you for not saying Core Firewalker. I would have had to punch you in the dick.
I've never used that card.
I know.
I
But
have
I
them, but I have never used
have-
them.
Such a loathing for that they made that card.
It's such a badass banned card, but I have Core Firewalkers. They're cool. But anyways, Rox is a 6 mana cost green creature. He's mythic rare, I think. He costs 4 colorless and 2 green. He's a 5/5, and it says you may have Rox deal combat damage as though he weren't blocked, but he can still die. So he has a 3 mana cost regenerate ability, and I think that's pretty fair. Because you can kill him, but you still have to regenerate him. It's not like he just attacks and deals damage and he won't die. And Elite Vanguard is a 1 mana cost white creature. Human Soldier, 2/1.
Those are the only 2 black creatures. Excuse me. 2's,
Dragons.
thank you.
Who has been very faithful to me in many games I've played. He's been in every single white deck I've had, actually. There have been at least 3 or 4 of him in every deck. Because he's such a good early game card. 2/1 first turn, attack 2 damage. And he can kill a pretty good, decent sized creature.
Question. Are we still at some point going to record a game?
Yes.
I
Were you surprised I didn't say Elvish Piper or anything like that?
I'm surprised you didn't have any elves.
I thought about it, but I said no. Because they're elves. They're powerful, but not my favorite. Humans are my favorite creatures.
I'm sorry.
Soldiers, more specifically.
Dragons and goblins all the way.
Humans.
I love my zombies.
Okay, my favorite creatures go humans, beasts, angels, and blue.
Though I've put the most into my angels.
Because blue, I love counters. I love messing with people in a game. But I don't have the cards to make a successful blue deck.
Build one and order it.
I don't want to spend money anymore.
I literally had 10 cards on my to narrow down.
I had
I was talking to Joel. Afterwards, I kind of thought it should have been a top 7
for a hand.
Okay, let's add 2 more.
Mountain.
You want?
That was literally a thought of my. I thought we'll put it as my number 1. It just fell outside.
I can throw an honorable mention out there.
Was a mountain because that is what makes my game go by. Without it, the game does not exist.
I'll go with Joel and do a land, but mine is a special land, and I'm gonna cheat, like I was gonna do on my list anyway. Frost Marsh / Salt Marsh.
Fuck you.
It's a blue-black land. The only difference is the Frost Marsh counts as a snow permanent.
Yep, I hate that deck.
I love my FU deck.
You say it's an FU everything, but that is so anti-white.
That's just my draws. That's the best thing.
Actually, another good land is the rusted Clanchan. Rustic Clanchan. It's for Kithkins. Comes into play tapped unless you control a Kithkin. Then you can tap it for 1 white mana. But you can reinforce 1 mana and 1 white mana. Target creature gets +1/+1 counter on it.
What did you say it was, Joel?
Rustic Clanchan.
Rustic. Sorry.
He says Rust.
Clanchan.